Hi there. We're at Christine Jewelers today. We have Mark with us. We have a watch that we want to introduce to you guys today. Is the new called BRASHEAR third generation limited edition piece. The first, the first two generations sold really well. This one is a little bit different because it is with the new Calibre 400. We'll have Mark talk about the watch.
Great to be here again. You might remember me from such videos as Aquastate Relief, Basel Launch. There's been so many of them I forget, but thanks for having me again. And it's a pleasure to talk about the third iteration of the CALIBRE. It's a product that has been in work for a few years now, and we'll just go over a few specs, mainly case specs to start. So you're looking at a 40 millimeter case with a screw down crown, sapphire crystal as the previous models, and this one actually features a no date function. And if we concentrate a little bit more on the dial, you'll notice the clean ORIS logo and the small second counter at 6 o'clock, and with the line 5 days on top, because it is in that Calibre 400 family. It's Calibre 401 with the 5-day power reserve. So anyone who's tried on a 40 millimeter Diver 65 will get a very similar feel from this model.
I noticed that they used a very unique nylon bracelet, and the collapse is really interesting. You want to tell me about that?
In the micro brand community, Erica's Originals is a strap maker that has gained very much a lot of popularity. People who wear her straps only swear by them after. They're really built for comfort. They're great for wicking sweat. In the summertime, it's probably the ideal strap to wear because it is a woven elastic strap. So it is meant to bend a little bit with the wrist. And that partnership came to be because a few years back, as a brand, we were in New York City at different events, and some people crossed paths, mainly Rolf with Erica from the strap company, and that discussion started there. There's been a few imitations of this throughout the industry with that stitch going down the middle, but they've done it in more of a textile form, more of a NATO. The uniqueness of the strap is that that bronze really ties in with that middle stitch, and then it is a hook that wraps around and latches into the watch. You've tried it yourself. You could attest to the comfort of it. So
Very nice, very comfortable. The case back, I noticed it's not a exposed case back like with the Aquas Calibre.
no, obviously because of the type of strap, it's kind of like a NATO. It passes under the case, so it is a screwed case back with a Carl Brashear helmet on the back, and it will be like a Dive Master helmet. There will be 2,000 units of the Calibre 401, and also the buckle that fastens the strap. Instead of having Erica's Originals logo, it is an ORIS logo on the back. So at the end of the day, you're just getting a great watch. And previously, these watches were 42 and 43 millimeter because we came out with the second generation chronograph, and this one being a 40 millimeter, I think it also lends out to more people trying on this watch because it's a great case size.
Did the thickness change with the new Calibre 400 in it? I noticed it's not too thick.
No, it didn't really change the thickness. The movement had a few slight changes, a few parts moved inside the movement, a new gear train to basically get that small second function. And the Calibre 400 was conceived in a way that additional complications would be easily folded into the movement progressing in the future, kind of like what we did with the handmelt mechanicals, where every year it seemed like a new complication was being added to that watch without having to affect the thickness of that timepiece. So the 400 was designed with this idea that in the future there would be additional complications added to it. So it's not thicker than your regular Diver 65 40 millimeter.
So I know it's a limited piece in collaboration with Carl Brashear, but why Carl Brashear?
One of the main things is when we first started talking about partnering with the CALIBRE Foundation, it was their message that really spoke to ORIS. Goes something along the lines of, it's not a sin to get knocked down, but it's a sin not to get back up. And this is a gentleman who, through his perseverance, his efforts, really pushed his way through the Navy. And that blue of the watch ties into that Navy theme of the watch and everything behind it. And I really think it's the human aspect of Carl Brashear that we identify with so well. And then I think the story was easy to come by from there, just because that navy blue, you add the bronze, it was the material of the helmet, but it's also a material that's constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly adapting. And they've been a great foundation to work with and partner up with. And it just made sense for us to go in a third generation for this one.
So this is limited 2,000 pieces. I believe the retail price is 5,400 Canadian.
That is correct.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you did good.
We just got this in the store a day ago. I think it launched 2 days ago.
On Tuesday.
So for those who want to come check out the watch, put on the strap, you would be amazed with the new nylon band. It's extremely comfortable. It's almost like an elastic band. Are we able to change the band up, or is it going to be a little bit different?
The pin width is very similar. Is basically the same pin width as the other strap. So any other 40 millimeter case size strap that's out there would be compatible. Metal and bicolor bracelets I wouldn't suggest, because the full case is bronze. But you would have tropical rubber, possibly a few NATO straps. And if I'm not mistaken, the pin width is 20. So it's something that isn't like extremely hard to come by for a aftermarket strap if anyone's looking to customize the watch.
It's all bronze. So if you put in a stainless, a silver bracelet, it might not look the best.
No, it would just look odd. You're not the first to ask that question. Someone asked if I thought it would look good with the bicolor bracelet that we do. And honestly, I think it would just like take away from the look of the watch. I think that's a watch that's meant to be on a strap, a NATO, a rubber. And obviously, I also asked the question if that strap will be readily available. Right now, all the straps that we have are for the launch of product. And if it does become individually available, would likely be in about 3 months or so.
Okay. So for more details, you can go to our website or come to our store in Richmond, BC, and Aberdeen Center. But lastly, I know, is ORIS coming up with any new products? That's always going to be my question.
The age-old question. I'll put it this way. I can't really divulge too much, but I'll tell you to keep your camera ready, and we should be talking pretty much on a monthly basis for the year. Okay. So I don't think we're not going to have an issue for content this year. I think people are going to be very happy with the product that we're forecasting to release. I think it's going to hit a lot of check boxes for what people are looking for. And I think it's going to be a really strong product year for ORIS, and looking forward to doing a few more of these coming up. And I would say probably your next one, give or take mid-February. So be prepared.
Is it all going to be installed with the new Calibre 400 or?
That's a point of focus. We had a meeting recently talking about the product coming and what we want it to be doing, and the Salida-based product is not going anywhere. I think it's important for us to realize that we have a very loyal fan base in that price point, and we also have a fan base that's looking for us to. A lot of people are looking at brands to shift into their own in-house movements. For ORIS, it makes sense to continue to utilize both. And I think that's what you're going to see from us over the next few years. Obviously, when we released the Calibre 110 through 115, it was pretty much one a year. And I would expect to continue to see a flow of Calibre pieces to come in the future. It's just to say exactly in which case, which model, which arrangement, which complication there'll be. Can't talk about that right now, but Calibre 400 was a success. That's why you're already seeing Calibre 401. And we're just happy that we're moving forward as a brand and getting more recognition for watchmaking.
Right. Okay, interesting. So I guess everybody that's watching, stay tuned. I guess something new is going to be popping up very soon.
Like Alex said, I would stay very informed, because a lot of brands are going to be shifting to like this platform of putting out product. The big watch shows that we know are still hampered by, call it travel bans, COVID, however you want it. I think this is how people are going to get their information going forward. So as soon as I have something to talk to you about, Alex, about a week or two before, you'll be in the know, and we'll be able to plan how we want to execute a follow-up video.
Thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you in the next video.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mark.